Hello, everybody. If you don't know who I am now, you will. We are doing today's stream camera off. Now, I know that's unusual. Typically, we do this with the camera on. However, we'll be putting this one on YouTube. And given that today's video is technically a sponsored style of video, we wanted to make sure that it looked as good as it possibly could. Of course, that's the important thing. Now, you're probably wondering what I mean when I say that this is a sponsored video. Well, we are lucky enough that the developer of this game, French Crime, NikoNET, I hope I said that right. If I didn't, I apologize, has given us a key to play this game. Now, it has been out for a while. I believe it came out originally in 2016. So it's been around for a while, but from what I can see and what I can tell, we're currently playing a release that was brought out in November 25th, 2021, and it does have quite a few storylines to play through. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm a huge buff when it comes to mystery stories and things along that sort of thing, so I'm very excited to play this. Now, I'd like to give you a warning before we start that the content of this game may be a little graphic. It may be not what you're used to here. And that's okay. Though I do want to give you that warning now. There may be some graphic imagery, there may be depictions of death and similar things. Now, that being said, if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, we'll be doing our best to censor and cover those things to such a way that they will not harm the general viewer. But that said, it is good to be aware of the fact that that is a thing going on for this one. And we're glad you're all here. Now, again, one more appreciation to NikoNET for giving us a key to this game, but we're going to get started now. Right away, we're talking to Guillaume Biasani. I hope I'm saying that name right. I have not practiced my French in a while. Hold on. Guillaume Biasani. Yeah, something like that. Something similar. I'll get yelled at by the French in the comments later, but that's okay. But we're going to go ahead and start this investigation here. A young woman was found dead yesterday morning in a swimming pool in Paris. The police quickly closed the case as a suicide. Judicial Police Investigation Group Number 3 requests a verification of the causes of death from French crime agents. This is a preliminary investigation, and the information you provide may allow the reopening of the case. Let's begin. Okay. So first off, what is this? Answer the questions. Crime scene. That's specific. The blood stains seem to have been made by... I'll take a look at that in a second, but I want to take a look here. Can I big screen these? Oh, I can. Beautiful. Okay, so we're looking at... That's an outward going footprint leading out of the pool. Just to start with that. Yeah, definitely. And they're water and they're wet, so whoever these footprints belong to was very likely in the pool. There appears to be a person here. I don't see... Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, okay, I got it. There does seem to be what looks like possibly a person here. Some disorganization here, closed off there. It appears that the picture would have been taken over here. Or if there's another thing over here to the bottom right. It's interesting that she's floating on her back. Because it means she didn't drown. She wouldn't... Okay. So here's some wonderful little things about human beings that you may or may not have known. You will not float if you drown. You will sink. Because when you're drowning, water is filling your lungs. But you can't float if you've drowned. Because there's no air for buoyancy. You have a little bit of natural buoyancy, yes. But that rush of water and that filling in of the internal infrastructure of the human body will cause you to sink. Meaning, she didn't drown. It's interesting to note as well the bluing on the lips, around the eyes. Those aren't caused naturally. And then there is this here, right by this well, what looks like maybe a shirt, some goggles. That's interesting to me. So this is the locker key. The locker number 5. Towel, swim cap, goggles. Okay, so that's, yeah. I thought, yeah. Trace of blood. These are footprints. These are absolutely footprints. You can see this is where the arch of the foot is. That's the heel coming up towards the toes. Looks like some... If she was bleeding before she ended up in the pool, it looks like her head could have been hit here. It's interesting that it almost looks like there are X's and O's here laid out. And I don't know if that is possibly just like a French police force thing that they do. That, like, we don't do in America, but, like... There's a razor blade here. That's interesting. There shouldn't be a razor blade near the pool. And this door is unlocked. Meaning that somebody might have had a key. There's also this bluing of the toes and the hands. Which, to me, looks like would be caused from loss of blood. Usually, if you lose large amounts of blood, your body will automatically redirect blood towards your central organs, your heart, your head, your lungs. So it would make sense you'd see this bluing around the fingers and toes. And there is this here, which gives us the option to watch. Can I take 5 seconds to say it's funny that this is on YouTube? It's weird to me that so much of this is static. Something would have needed to happen in order to cause this much static. It almost looks like there's words happening here. That's definitely made by people and leaving the pool there. Sorry about the noise in the background. If you can hear it at all, of course. The landscapers are here today. I have a message. Open. Hello, Biasini. How could the cops miss this? Footprints. How could the cops miss this? Our suicide victim wasn't alone. No, she was not. Yes, add the clues with the footprints to your investigation notebook by clicking the plus. Same goes for anything else you find that doesn't fit in with the suicide hypothesis. You can use them later as evidence when you send your report to the DA. This is good. I think there's also a locker key with the number at the crime scene. I'll let you search the corresponding locker. Also, welcome in, guys, if you're joining us from the other platforms. You're going to hear my landscaper in the background being loud as hell for about 5, maybe 10 minutes. For which I apologize. This will probably get cut out of the final video. And we are looking at number 5, it appears. Okay. Let's take a look inside of locker 5 here. Okay. Nothing to report. Alright, looks like the name of our victim here is Clara Delaterre. Clara Delaterre. He was in the 14th arrondissement and was born on August 22nd, 1988. Nothing super suspicious here. Oh, you got a phone. Code entry 3 remaining. Let me take a look at her ID card again. 1988. I'm gonna send you to the lab. Okay, I guess I won't send you to the lab yet. Oh, we've got a police report here. Béron, swimming pool, 32 Rue Edouard, Béron, Marie. Oui, dans du salon majeur. I'm gonna do these by Officers Theo Salvett and Gwen Calvin. Notified at 7:20 a.m. That's important. This happened in the morning. Hold on, is this even like... I don't even think this is currently broadcasting the game. Here, welcome to my desktop here. Cool, that should work. Alright, being notified by 7:20 a.m. by dispatch of the discovery of the corpse at the sports center. Arriving at the scene at 7:40, so 20 minutes. That's quite a long time for a response. Caller was contacted, and that contact was Jose Mendez, 42 years old, born in Lagoud, residing at 32 BD Serrurier in Paris. That Paris 19th means the 19th arrondissement. Lifeguard at the aforementioned swimming pool. Aforementioned informed that he was discovered the corpse of a woman early in the morning after unlocking the main entrance and entering the swimming area. Nothing that Mr. Mendez will be heard in a separate police report. At a request, municipal employee took us to scene of discovery, specifying that the victim's body was discovered in the main pool and was floating in the middle of the pool, legs together and arms slightly apart. At request, body was removed from pool and examined by a forensic scientist who was notified soon after we arrived. Following this examination, Dr. Bouvier issued a death certificate mentioning a forensic impediment. We proceeded to make the usual observations, left premises with our assistants to return to department. It sounds like y'all didn't do a thorough evaluation of the scene, which is somewhat problematic. And by somewhat problematic, I mean quite problematic. That's not good. But we're looking at this, and from this, it says that Mr. Mendez found the body. So we now have an additional person of interest here. So if we're going to do this, I'm going to take this, and I want to send this to the lab. I want to search the boots. Nothing to report. Alright. Persons of interest. Clara and Jose. I will answer that once I have the results back from the phone. It's 42. It's brunch. Faded line tattoo. General information. Certified lifeguard. Loved by his clients, colleagues, and friends. Always helpful and smiling. His dog, Lobo. His children, Marius and Clovis. Does not like green beans. Tax information. He makes £22,000 a year. Suspected of undeclared supplementary income from private lessons. Property owned. Land of about 300 square meters in dollars. Criminal record. Traffic offense. Interesting. Status closed, though, so I can't see anything about it. Not my favorite kind of thing here. It's frustrating, actually. Playlist. I have a message. I'll read that in a moment. Mark on the bus. I don't think I can really play those full on the stream. Mobile phone. So I can't access anything here without... Okay. We'll have to interrogate him. I want to know if he knows her. Due to a technical issue, the video answer to this question could not be saved, or the recording was lost, or the camera operator forgot to press the button, or the camera's battery was empty. At any rate, there's no recording. However, you have the transcript, which gives you the answer to your question. Oh, I love that. That's great. That's wonderful. She was regular, used to swim here quite often. I had given her private lessons, but I didn't know her personally. What time was it when you found it? 6:50 a.m. That's sketchy. Police didn't arrive on scene until 7:40 a.m., which is more than 30 minutes later. That's a problem. I would have been getting there at 7:20 by his answer. So this is problematic. Your answer is not matching the police report. And I'm sending your phone to the lab. Just so you know. Valentin Boucher. Hello, guest. Oh. The woman who cried underwater. That wasn't too hard. Day and month of birthday, 2208. Damn. I probably should have figured that out. His is probably the same, but I don't think I have a thing for him. Messages. Known caller ID called you 17 times without leaving a message. Someone likes cats. I don't know who you are, but you look familiar. Are you Jose? No way. I need to look at Jose. No, it's not Jose. So I still need for his phone to get unlocked because I need to figure out what he's got going on in his phone. And he will not give me anything, which is fine. I will get to the bottom of it. Alright, we are looking at Claire Delattre. Just a slim build, light brown hair, brown eyes, smoker with healthy lung tissue, total regular mortis including death, indicating death for more than 4 hours ago. Torso, head, and legs show no evidence of recent trauma. Appendectomy scar can be observed. Presence of several scars suggesting reconstructive surgery on the left hand. 2 sharp, deep lacerations parallel to the upper limbs made with a sharp object. They're made equidistant from the elbows and wrist. Injection marks on the left of the inside elbow. That's interesting. Internal injuries, slight cyanosis of the extremities of the lower and upper limbs. That's what I was talking about with the toes and the fingers turning blue. Absence of congestion, incompatible with drowning. See, that's what I'm saying. There's also an absence of fluid in the lungs and minimal presence of liquid in the upper respiratory tract. Which, if there was a situation where she was drowning, you would find that there would be liquid in the lungs, there'd be liquid in the upper respiratory tract, simply because it's water entering the body, and that's how it does. You know, you're not gonna drown because it enters your butthole. You drown because it fills up your nose, your mouth, in some cases your ears, as rare as that is. Usually that is due to having an issue with like a eustachian tube or something, but it doesn't line up with drowning. And that's where it comes back to she could not have been floating like that if she had drowned. I have a message. I'll be back with you in a second. There's a presence of food remains of 67 grams. Blood test shows significant presence of selective factor XA inhibitor by antithrombin 3. It's an anticoagulant. Meaning her blood would not have... Interesting. So what that means is that she had a medication in her system that would prevent her blood from clotting, meaning that the chance that these wounds would self-heal or self-seal is limited, which is interesting. Because there's nowhere else in here that would suggest she would need an anticoagulant. She's fit, she's in shape. You know, there's no... Because it says she's healthy. Prior to this, obviously. Subject died of cardiac arrest due to exsanguination from forearm lacerations. Something here is fishy to me. But yeah, again, you can see bluing on the lips, bluing at the fingernails, and at the fingers. And there. Okay, so this is interesting. This is only a single point. If this were, for example, let's say she was a junkie, there'd be a lot more points than this. There'd be a speckling, but there's not. It's just a single prick. Which could lead me to believe that it is possible, if not likely, that she was injected with something. And this in itself says that the cause isn't drowning. Yeah, received an injection of an anticoagulant. Subcutaneous. As a preliminary investigation, that's all we have to go on. Make your decision based on the elements you've gotten. Send the preliminary file to the DA. I'm on it. Don't forget to include clues that support your conclusions, such as the footprints. A pin for Jose's phone. Good, good, good. It's the name of his dog. Still a classic for people who have animals. Lobo, 5626. Stuck here until 7. Your phone's been switched back to hidden number. That's interesting that his phone's been switched back to a hidden number. Pictures seem normal. This is Lobo. He's beautiful, by the way. So I'm looking at this, and this is kind of what makes the most sense here. But we also have this, which is her phone. Jose is coming off as very suspicious right now. I'm gonna submit this and see what they say. Now I'm adding this one in the unlocked door with the large pool entrance just to kind of cover my bases. I don't think it's actually going to play to anything, but you never know. So sometimes it's just important to do your due diligence. Let's see what the response is. Oh, do I have to actually wait for this? That's so silly. Welcome to my desktop, by the way. I didn't realize I'd have to, like, actually wait for the prosecutor to give me a response. Alright, so we're back. Right. Yes, maybe, possibly, hopefully. We've also been live for like 45 minutes, which is awesome. I'm enjoying this. Appeals Court, High Court. OVD Metzger, Deputy Prosecutor, sent to me. Friday, May 3rd, 2024. In case you were wondering, that's today. Mr/Mrs. or Miss, I have read your conclusions following the initial findings. Your findings have caught my full attention, but in order to clarify the circumstances of the victim's death, I have decided to open an investigation to determine the cause of death in accordance with Article 74 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Thank you for your effective assistance with this case. Deputy Prosecutor Ovidi Metzger. I think that's actually said Ovidi. My score was 61,040 out of 9,275. Why is that? Preliminary file. Oh, what did I miss? Sad. Supporting evidence. What did I forget? Oh, I mean, I did send these two. Is this just because I sent... Whatever. I'm down here on the list anyway at 96. I am not the top detective. Let's see the press release. Paler and Pool Affair. Case reopened thanks to French crime. Police had originally closed the case, but Detective NikoNET, hi, that's me, provided enough evidence to convince the deputy district attorney to reopen an investigation. Case is being handed over to the homicide team. As a result of this resounding success, the French crime program will now enter phase 2. Detectives will now be assigned to solve criminal cases. As a reminder, the French crime program aims to compensate for police understaffing by entrusting criminal investigations to citizen detectives. Yeah, so that is the bit of information that didn't exist at the start of the stream. Essentially, the storyline of the game is that the French, PD, police department, or whatever you want to call them, is understaffed because they had like budget cuts and stuff. So now they're turning over cases like this to civilians to help them solve. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I bet you a lot more would get done in the U.S.'s justice system if we did that. Again, welcome into everybody who's viewing on any of the platforms you're on. As a reminder to anybody who's not been here before, I do stream simultaneously on 4 platforms. So if you want to say hi in the chat, I'd love to have a conversation, but please be aware it may take a moment for me to get to you or give you a response just because we are live on 4 different platforms and I do have to view all 4 of them. Moving on. All right, click next. All right, that was called The Woman Who Cried Underwater. There is a lot of these here. So you've got some that are an hour and a half. You've got some that are 2.5 hours. You've got this one here, which is 4 hours. That you also have like these, which were their pilot episodes, if you will. As in, these are the ones that these are the ones that this game started with, which is kind of cool that they still have, commit to the bit, right? So speaking of which, oh, I was confused at the things here. Candelier, bathroom, Dr. Schwartz. It's Clue. Dr. Schwartz was killed in the bathroom with the chandelier. And Nick is dropping things. Whoops. For the sake of time, I think I'm going to go with the El River one here, who was murdered during a video shoot rehearsal for a criminal investigation website, which I'm assuming is supposed to be this one. Right. El River has been brutally murdered. Can you find the culprit? This investigation is short and easy, designed originally to introduce the game's concept. Difficulty easy, duration is meant to be about 45 minutes. Oh, and I do have the option to play with friends. It's recommended, in fact. I don't know, how would this work? Would you have to have the game too? If I wanted to do this? I'm confused. Investigations. I'll start this one from the top. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of people here. I'm gonna play alone because I don't have anybody to play with. As depressing as that sounds. A tragic end for El River. El River, young photo model, died during the rehearsal of a video shoot for the criminal investigation website. Her murderer stabbed her to death. The president of the company, Ben MacFox, was in the studio at the time of the incident. According to him, everything happened too quickly and he couldn't do anything except trigger a camera. He sent us the video, which was handed over to the police. Out of respect for the victim, the editorial team decided not to publish it. But that's not all. Mr. Mac Fox also sent us a video that he claimed to have recorded between the moment when the young woman was murdered and the moment when he finally decided to call the police. We present this video to let you form your own opinion about this very unfortunate character. Well, let's hear what he's got to say. Also, why is it in black and white? Oh, River's dead. She's in the next room over there. I haven't called the police yet. We were rehearsing a video for the website, PCIAagent.com. A guy with a mask came in, stabbed her in the stomach. She fell. He stabbed her in the heart. It killed her, so I was there right behind. I couldn't move. I can't stand blood. I was paralyzed. I was able to press the camera button to see his little hyena look when he left. I hope that as a result we can find him and make him pay for it. I have an even bigger problem, though, that the video we were shooting, it was a training video for the site PCIagent.com. And if we don't deliver it tomorrow, we'll lose the project. I've already lost my house, my wife's, my kids for this project. Oof, dude, you're in hard times. There's no way I'm losing this project. So I thought a lot. Well, I thought a little. I didn't have that much time. I thought quickly. So what I told myself is that I was going to make the video myself. L is irreplaceable, I know, but I'm going to try anyway. And maybe, with a little luck, the project will survive. I'm going to change and we're going to make the video. Thank you. Sus. Sussy baka. I'm super sussed out by this character. Now, do I think he's lying? Not exactly. I don't think... According to him, he was paralyzed with fear. This is super suspicious, though. Let's take a look at the crime scene. Okay. Well, we can clearly see footprints. So this is her in the studio. This is her dead in the studio. That's macabre. I'm not sure if this is writing or if that's supposed to be on the bottom of the shoe. But I'm also not quite seeing where he said that he stabbed her in the stomach. I see this, which is in the chest. And she had a baton. Interesting. She had a baton, didn't fight back. Might have been shocked, but like, This is the shooting studio, which I guess turned into a stabbing studio. Sorry, that's a bad joke. That is a bad joke. This is the victim's blood. Victim's baton. This is the shoe. This is the shoe of the the dude, apparently. This is a slippery footprint. This almost looks like a 5. Is that what that's saying? Is that's a size 5 shoe? Ah, okay. I forget. how we do our stuff is differently. This is a size 42. When I say that L's murderer is slim, athletic, obese, well, if I'm looking at this, you have to consider, like, there's a lot of slide in the shoe. Right. Yeah, take that deep breath. You're about to die. So that didn't really give me much, though. I'm not a fan of that. Hmm. See, my frustration here is that this doesn't give me much. But based on the fact that, like, it's slippery and slidey, and, like, you're getting full prints. He's probably not all that small. Really? Athletic. I don't know how you would come up with that. Oh, unless you're looking at that as being like a running mark. I don't know. I would classify that as being somebody who's overweight. Usually, you're not going to get prints that have this sort of definition unless you have a lot of pressure being applied to it. So, say what you will, but I disagree. You're now looking at the police report. Wow, this is short. River is tagged with a knife in the offices of the company Studio 69. Nice. Where she was shooting promotional video. Her assailant, dressed in black and mask, stabbed her fatally in the chest before fleeing. Cameraman Ben McFox didn't have time to intervene, but he had a presence of mind to start recording his video. And then I will scroll through this real quick. 22 hours 9 is 10:09 for anybody wondering. Interior bearing the sign Studio 69. Born in Sofia, residing at 16 Rue Saint Maximin in Lyon, 3rd arrondissement. And the corridor serving the previous 3 rooms. Temporary employment contract. is of athletic build. This is approximately 25 meters squared, so about 5 foot by 5 foot room, or 5 meter by 5 meter room. See here the presence of the white formica table under a one-way window. Second shoe is located at 17.7. Black kitchen knife. They put that the assailant is about 1.75 to 1.8 meters. 1 meter 75, 1 meter 80. Which would make sense if you're looking at a lot of the different things. So there is a second wound here, which is seconded by this. Body in perfect state of preservation. Time of death confirmed by crime scene review recording at 8:14. By the way, what is the goal here? Is it just... I don't know. 2 open wounds in the abdomen. 2 deep perforations resulting in death. Cardiac arrest due to exsanguination of the subject. Collection of spermicide. Collection of spermicide with lubricating properties on the vaginal and anal walls. That could relate to some form of sexual assault. That doesn't make me happy. Time to look at persons of interest. Let's take a look at L. Hi, L. Let's take a search for some informations here. Some general information. Why does everybody dislike green beans? Arrived in France following her sister's death. She's described as the pretty blonde who doesn't talk much. Likes taking photos, dislikes green beans. Yeah, sounds about right. Everybody in this frickin' stories hate green beans for some reason. I don't understand why. Again, if y'all are watching on any sort of platform that I am live on, feel free to follow if you're enjoying. Feel free to point out things that I'm missing. You're more than welcome to do so. Okay. It's interesting here. As I have my keys. I'm assuming that this has to do with her phone, which I don't currently have access to. Unless I do. Oh, I do. Where are you? Where the hell are you? Answer. Why are you mean to me? Because you're jealous and psychopathic jerk. So from what I can tell, David is very jealous. He's a very jealous person. I'll take a look at him in a moment. I want to take a look here. Does look like Elle has sort of what you might consider a headshot style photographs here. Fairly normal, especially if you are auditioning for roles and stuff. But now, let's take a look at Ben. Ben needs to go to the hairdresser. I felt that. I do too, actually. My sides are getting long. According to his ex-wife, Ben McFock is a pretentious a-hole. According to his new partner, he is a creative genius. Also dislikes green bean. Tout le monde danse. That's actually a good song. I've listened to that. Da, da. Okay. So this is the same conversation just from the other side, which is good. It keeps that consistent. And then his pictures. He's got this one of himself. He does have a couple of these of Elle, which... Why would you take this picture? Curious. When we say arrogant, Ben is an arrogant a-hole. You're right, this horse is not. Yeah, anyway. Tell us about the events. Be great if they recorded these in English. Personally shooting a video with Elle River. Everything was fine. We were about to start filming. But you did start filming. Heard noise nearby, nothing alarming at first. Elle told me she was ready, and then a guy entered. And he killed Elle with 2 stabs of a knife. It happened very quickly. He went out. Interesting. And what did you do at that moment? Press the camera trigger. My finger was on it. We were about to start shooting at that moment. So I started the video. Snap, crackle, pop. I want to ask this, but I feel like this is probably the right answer. It's the reflex I had at that moment. I even thought it might be a joke. Do you have an idea of who could have killed her? No. I contacted Elle 3 weeks ago via Instagram. She proposed making a video. She agreed. We didn't know each other. That doesn't sound right. You contacted her by text. Did Did you notice anything during the events that might seem useful to you? At the time of the incident, no. However, when we arrived in the parking lot with Elle, I had picked her up, so we were both in the car. She spotted a gray car, and I noticed that it made her uneasy. I asked her if everything was fine. She said yes, yes, but I know the person who owns that car. She actually told me everything was fine, so I didn't press further. I was trying to think about the video we had to make. Actually, my father had a gray Volvo. So throughout my childhood, it was the car we took to the beach for summer vacations. My first love was named Anne Caroline, so we called her AC. So a gray Volvo AC, of course, I could only notice it. So the license plate started with an AC. No, gray with the license plate of AC. Let's be smart here. Don't jump into answers you don't know and can't verify. Well done, that's the right answer. Item was added to the case notebook. Ben MacFox saw a gray car with the license plate AC in the parking lot. Note, Anne Caroline. Anne Caroline. That's interesting. Let's take a look at Dave. Dave. I bet you're going to be athletic. Criminal record. Legal proceedings for voluntary assault resulting in injuries with incapacitation of more than 8 days. Damn. That is definitely severe. Playlist. Well, this doesn't help you. Natural born killer, mouth for war. Let's take a look at your messages. I'm going to add that. And that. Oh yeah, that is an athletic build. And his car. I'm going to interrogate him. How long have you known Elle? 4 years. Lived together for 2. We've been separated for a few months. Super direct answers. When did you last see her? A few weeks ago. In town at a restaurant. He's so casual about it. Because I needed to talk to her. There are things I wanted to retrieve. Aren't you rather jealous? No, not at all. Not jealous. Can you explain why you were at the scene? I wasn't at the scene. I wasn't there. I have nothing to do with this story. I didn't kill my ex. Do you own a vehicle? Yes, an old Volvo. I love listening to it purring when I come home from work. It relaxes me. And this is the license plate, right? Maybe. I don't know. I don't have a head for numbers. Looking at the case file now. Add a culprit. David. Perpetrator. Jealousy. And I would actually say Ben is an accomplice. And probably with the motive of money. I don't think it was premeditated. So I'd say 5 years. Mind you, we'll see what the judge says when it sends back its note here. I'm not super confident in this, mind you. But, like, we're going to submit the file to the judge. Hold on. No, click. Click. Maximum numbers of... Okay. Sending. We'll see what the judge says. I am not confident. I am not confident. Okay. In view of the investigation concerning David Rudel, Ben McFox assassination charges as provided for in Articles 221-3, Paragraph 1, 221-1, and 132-72, and punishable under Articles 221-3, Paragraph 1, 221-8, 221-9, 221-9-1, and 221-11 of the French Penal Code. Victim is L. River. It's provided for in Articles 81, 151, and following of the French Code of Criminal Procedures. Having considered all the information you submitted to us concerning the aforementioned request, I am pleased to share the following results. David Rutil, results of the investigation allowed you to successfully identify the culprit. David Rutil has been sentenced to life imprisonment. Ben McFox has not been prosecuted because the evidence provided does not establish guilt. Fair enough. My score sucked. And apparently Ben McFox is not a culprit, even though I think he should be listed as one. But that's not for me to decide. So, that said, to everybody who's watching, like I said, this was going to be a fairly short one with not much going on, and I feel bad because I just watched like 3 people join in varying locations on different platforms, for which I apologize. I'm thankful for your watching today, and I hope to see you guys later today. I don't know if that's actually playing or not. Later today at about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, U.S. time, for Minecraft stream that I'm doing with Marley. That said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see y'all later tonight. Bye-bye to all of you.